Alright, what's going on, guys? Yeah, doing another video for my entertainment purposes only. And, yeah, very weird, but whatever, man. So, yeah, man. Today's been, like, really fucking dead, dude. So, got me some coffee. Fuck, I fucking took a couple power naps today, too. That's what happens when you retire and get old, you know? This coffee tastes like shit. What are you gonna do? So anyhow. Fuck, man. Well, I guess, since I'm doing a video, I got the camera on, I'll just start talking. Yeah, I came across a few videos of mine that are old from back in like 2020, and they're pretty fucking hilarious. But you know, I like to look at those though, because it kind of reminds me of where I was. And because you can see it, right? You can see it. It's visibly, noticeably different, and so compared to my videos now, I'm a lot more relaxed and shit. And I know exactly why that is, you know? I know exactly why. But it's really crazy how the difference, there's like a lot of difference, you know? Like my videos now in comparison, I'm just a lot more chill. And the thing is it's good to be able to look back on those kind of things, because I know why I'm a lot more relaxed now than I was then. And it's because I was in a relationship, and you know, and we lived together and all this, right? And it was very difficult. It was very difficult, you know. You know, we did not belong together. We were on completely different paths. You know, we didn't belong together. And, you know, but it was interesting to look back on that, because, you know, not sure exactly quite how to explain it, but yeah, like I'm a lot different now, and it's watching those videos is like looking back then, you know. And it's really crazy, because watching those videos of myself, I can see, you know, how much more difficult I had it then, compared to now. And it was basically like I was taking care of it was like, instead of just taking care of myself and having myself to take care of, being in that relationship was like having to take care of someone else besides myself. Okay? And how much more difficult life is when, you know, and and what kind of effect that has when I have to take care of someone else besides myself. It's like twice the work, but and it's not worth it, you know. It was miserable, you know, and it's good to be able to look back on that. And also like it's so much harder to be myself because I have another person who's relying on me, you know. And then they have their expectations of who I am and who I should be and all this shit. And you know, and so I was using that channel to as an outlet. You know what I mean? Like a creative outlet. In a sense to it, not really escape, but just like I have really important things in my life that I'm not going to sacrifice, you know? And like my channel was a representative of some of those things. And I was fucking back then I was like fucking determined, dude. I was pushing out videos like crazy. And then it was like trying to keep a grasp of me and what's important to me. Because being in this relationship, it was like draining me. It was draining me, you know? And I could it's super funny watching those videos. You could totally see it. You could totally see it. How fucking much that relationship was draining me, you know? And my only respite from it was doing my channel. Like that was the only piece of me I even had left in this relationship. And it's harder to see when you're in a relationship. It's harder to see what's going on as opposed to stepping out of that relationship and then looking at it. And it was, you know, like the level of emotional maturity was night and day difference, you know. Like this person I was with had no emotional maturity at all. That's why I was like, it was like I was taking care of her mentally, physically, like everything. And you know, and I couldn't even be myself. It's hella funny. And so, and then it's like, and then I'm taking care of another person. Now, I could understand, like, if it was a child, like if it was my child, then it would be my responsibility to take care of that person. But this person wasn't my child, you know. This is a fucking grown-ass woman, right? And so it's just interesting, though. It's very interesting, like, so I was watching, there's a few videos, old ones of mine that are floating around on BitChute. And I just, wow, it's like I can feel the pain of what it was, the pain I felt back then. I could just like, fuck, you know? glad to be on my own again, you know. A relationship should never be about one person taking care of another person. Like, I hope to never do that again in my life. I hope to never be in a situation like that again. So I'm really been trying to learn as much as I can from this last relationship that I was in. Because if it happens again, I got nobody to blame but myself, you know. I mean, some of the blame lies on me. Yeah, you know, it really is. I think there is some truth to, like, if a person's in a bad relationship, well, that person needs to look at themselves. How did they get stuck with this fucking person? Instead of blaming it on that person. Yeah, I mean, I understand the idea of blaming the other person, but a hard thing to do is like, how did I even end up with this chick? You know, what the fuck is going on with me, man? What was I thinking getting involved with this fucking psycho, right? So I hope that I learn. I hope I learn from my mistakes. I first hope that I'm able to acknowledge my mistakes and admit my mistakes, because I can't learn from them if I'm not admitting to them. And so I've spent a lot of time, you know, half-assed, like, you know, and procrastinating and shit, working on figuring out what the fuck was going on with me that I ended up with this fucking psycho chick, right? You know? So anyhow, yeah. Maybe I'll just leave it there. Whatever. I'm just doing it for entertainment purposes. Any and everything I say could be wrong. That's why I always say, do your own research and come to your own conclusions.